Anna.
I'm Ben.
For AutoSave, welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Rezero, Season 3, Episode 12. Last episode, Sirius was defeated by Priscilla and the Yang Sword and Liliana and her song. I think she was defeated. Is that safe to say?
I was going to ask you that question, actually, going into this intro before watching Episode 12. I was going to ask you that. Because I felt like I left that episode being like, oh yeah, defeated. But I'm like, should I believe that? She went into the water.
I have trust. I have faith.
I have trust and faith. My next question would be, where do you think we might go?
I don't know. If we're lucky enough, Al, but I don't think we're going to see it.
I'm between two options.
Which are?
So I'm between that we're either going to go see either Gluttony, Liar Roy, or we're going to go back to Regulus and see him get defeated.
Okay.
So I'm between the two. I like both. I want to see both.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
レグルスの無敵のからくりと花嫁さんたちには関係がある。いつを裸の王様にするにはみんなに小さな王国から出てきてもらうしかない。
お願いみんな、私の話を聞いて。レグルスを倒すわ。みんなの力を貸してほしいの。その勝ち負けで正しさが決まるわけじゃないって分かってる。大事なことが踏みつけられちゃう。大事なことですか。命では？命は大事。すごく大事。でもそれだけの話じゃないでしょ。少なくとも私たちにとっては。
That's all they have left.
Wow.
もうそれ以上なんて望みたくもない。あなたはあなたの名前聞かせてくれない？番号じゃないあなたの名前。なぜですか？私あなたのこと何も知らなかった。お願いを聞いてもらおうなんて。
I love her approach.
話すことはありません。旦那様の花嫁ですらない。私たちとは違うんです。私ね、ハーフエルフなの。確かに私たちは違うと思う。だって違っていても分かり合えるし、話し合えるし、大好き焼きは美味しいもの。何が言いたいんですか？あなたは違ってて、それでも大丈夫ってこと。あなたの名前を教えて。私はエミリア。だといろんなところ
I feel like it really just takes one.
と同じところもあるハーフエルフ。あなたを助けたいの。避けないで。私たちを人間に戻そうだなんてするんです。従順な人形であったら満足して、私たちは殺されずに済む。
The look on your face.
の戦いだと、そう信じてきたから。何がわかるっていうの？あなたたちが優しいことを知ってる。あなたたちがすごく一生懸命だったことも分かってる。たちの何が分かる？あなたたちが助けてほしいって叫んでるのが分かってる。あなたの全部がそう言ってた。声もそう言ってた。だから助ける。あなたたちにも私を助けてほしいの。力になれと。私の騎士様やみんなを助けさせてください。少しお待ちを。聞きたいことがあります。聞いてこられなかったこと。好きな人はいる？
Wow. The vocal response.
They're startled.
It's because of who's asking the question.
嫌い。私は嫌い。私も嫌い。嫌いだった。どうかしてる。頭がおかしい。
Oh, chills.
死ねばいいのに。明日の方が嫌い。地流の方がマシ。喋るたびに死んでほしい。
Give me back them. Oh my god. The things that have been taken from them.
シルフィー。私の名前はシルフィーです。ごくいい名前ね。前回一致していたのにずっと言えませんでした。
We were all in agreement.
あんな男大嫌いでした。私たちにも協力させてください。
What does this look like?
あの男の王国の力の鍵なのですか？そう。何か心当たりはない？残念ながら。あの男が私たちにそんな重要なものを預ける？間違っているということは。それは絶対。
Trusting Subaru.
大事なところで私は素早く疑わないから。何か気づいたら教えてね。もしかして。ちょっと確かめたいことがあるんだけど。もちろんです。
Using her name.
ちょっとごめんね。
their hearts.
埋めて決めた人の心臓に自分の心臓をくっつけてるんだわ。
What the
Does
fuck?
that mean to kill him you have to kill all of them or
Or
something? Because
remove
like
it.
散々好き放題逃げ回ってくれたけどあんだよね。さあいい加減に浮気女の居場所を話しなよ。僕は慈悲深いんだ。なら自分の花嫁を剣能に利用したりはそんなところまで気づいてるのか。小賢しい男だな。裏切らないからもっと簡単さ。
simpler than that.
僕の大事な心臓は妻たちに預けてある。
Literally.
妻たちの誰が心臓の所有者か妻にも自覚がないのさ。
What?
つまりお前を倒すため全員の心臓を止めなきゃいけない。
So confirmed. Oh my god.
男どこまで人の心を踏みにじれば最初からこうしていればよかったんですね。待って、あの男を倒すには重ねられた私の心臓を止めるしかありません。きっと何か方法が。あの男が逃げ道を用意するはずがありません。そうしたらまた誰かが犠牲になって。
Oh my god.
私何のために森を出たの。心は踏みにじられても体には手を出してこないから今日まで耐えられ
I
た。
thought he had. Oh my
なのに
god.
あの男は私たちがかすり傷一つでも負ったら返して殺すんです。この傷は私の自由の証。これ以上の方法はありません。あの男の心臓は次の誰かに移る。自分ただ一人ですから。ええ、そうね。死のうって思ったことは何度もある。そう。死ねば家族のみんなとまた会える。どうか私たちで終わらせたい。私たちの怒りをきっと届けて。
No.
待って。
Oh.
お願い。もうこれ以上は。ごめんなさい。違うの。あなたたちの鼓動を止める。こんな方法しかなくて。
Oh my god.
やらないでください。
This is so fucking poetic.
よいしょ。ああ、死んだふり。死にそうなふりか。お前は死にかけの敵を見つけたら絶対ベラベラと勝ち誇るバカだって。コケにしやがって。この僕を誰だと思ってる。
Will he feel it?
どがねえよ。この
Oh.
なんて強がっちゃいるが。これはお前たちまさかこれが人間のやることなのかな。ない妻たちの命。
今のはあなたの花嫁さんたちからの絶縁状だと思って。
エミリア。
スバル、怪我は大丈夫？
こっちは平気。
レグルスをやっつけたいって。それで。
エミリア。本当に笑っちゃうぐらい不損でどうしようもなくて
Utterly lowbrow.
入れるぐらい無能で信じられないくらい高顔でいろいろやってくれたみたいだけどさ。たのが盛大な犠牲だけ。それってどんな笑い話なわけ。奪った命の数も数えられないなんて記者の発想だよね。どうかしてるよ。お前。
53人。
ああ。
She did count.
53人よ。それがあなたが無理やり押さえつけていた女の人の数。命の数を数え間違えたりしないわ。
で、だからそれで何が言いたいわけ。数が数えられて偉いねって。
私すごく怒ってるから。スバル、レグルスの心臓はここ。私の胸の中にあるわ。
あのさ、意味わかってる。自分たちで自分たちの首をギリギリ。エミリア、本気であいつの心臓は。
本当、私は自分の奥さんにふさわしくないってあれだけ言ってたくせに。
ぐだぐだ偉そうに説教するなよ、インバイ。それよりもそう、誰
Yeah, how does it work?
今目の前にいるその女を殺せばいいんだ。
スバル。
待て、ダメだ、挑発になっちゃう。
でも
式の前にでかい声でいろいろと放送してたやつだろ。滞在司教を殺したとか？笑い草もいいとこだよね。前もなってからも何一つ満足にやり遂げられない。まさかやれるのか。エミリア、全部任せてくれるか。
スバルならやってくれるって。スバル。
見えざるて
Can we control it?
なんだ、そこにいたんだね。ジュース。
Can we just like...
捕まえた。生きてるよ
私の中で動いてるから。
な。なんなの？自分たちだけで分かり合っちゃって敵彫りなんですけど。ついてないのか。ああ、足元濡れてるぞ。え
Oh, shit! Oh, look at the dirt!
お前
アイスブランドアーツ。
Oh, shit!
Yes! Make it hurt!
Amelia's like an ice climber.
なんでかがどうやって強欲の剣の僕の権利よ。お前なめくしてる間に敵に逆襲されるんだよ。
Yes!
花嫁さんたちの分ちゃんと当たってあげて。
ゲルナ
Oh! Amelia needs to be a character in Smash.
Yes!
53!
花嫁さんたちの分はおしまい。あとはちゃんとやられて。ゲーム。
ってくれるじゃないか。そういうことか。
何？
自分の心臓を止めなくちゃならない。完全に時間制限付きの無敵化だな。今日だとか思わないのかな。あ？一人をいたぶるような真似をして心が痛まないわけ。お前本当に
Yeah, honestly.
つまりお前はあれか。卑怯者のすることだから1対1で正々堂々戦おう。
あなたのこと世界で一番かわいそうな人だと思うわ。
避けるな。コケにしたことを後悔させて。
Oh, fuck.
レグルス、お前とのそうこなくっちゃ。もちろん騎士が自分のご主人様の後ろに隠れて応援し。そうだな。
Then a knight should fight.
だからまた
But which one?
Coming from the fucking moon.
Love that it was shown to us just with red in Subaru's eyes. This is not the opponent he wanted.
困らされたよ。君は一つだけ間違えたね。僕を月に向かって投げるべきじゃなかった。
He would have just kept going if you didn't.
He made the crater, jumping off of it.
フェルト様が一の騎士。待って待って。おかしいだろ。
He's just gonna have to continuously try to stay invincible.
で僕がこんな目に遭わなきゃならないんだよ。とも子として完成された心身ともに揺らぐ余地のない。悪くない。
The work he does in his mind.
僕を見ているだろう。僕の何がおかしい。僕の何を見て笑った。笑わせられなかったんじゃない。笑わなくていいんだ。笑わない顔が綺麗だったんだから。なんで笑う。やめろ。どうして最後の瞬間にだけ笑う。笑うな。
Oh my god.
僕は一人になんかならない。お前は僕の妻のくせにふざけろな。僕は悪くない。僕は悪くない。僕は悪くない。僕は悪くない。僕は悪くない。僕は悪くない。僕は悪くない。僕は本来の決闘であれば戦う意志をなくした時点で
He didn't need to before, he doesn't need to now.
僕は化け物を
Oh.
君も運命を受け入れる時だ。
Create a crater like in the moon. Can he do it forever? No. Time limit. Oh!
Oh my god.
許せない。許せるはずがない。あの3人は絶対殺す。許さない。79番目の妻、その予定だった女。もともと別の。僕をコケにした79番とペテルギウスが大事にしていた。
Number 79.
娘が母親とペテルギウスの敵を取って幸せになるなんて。ヘドが出る。
レグルスなんだけど、どこかで会ってた気がしてて。
初対面じゃなかったってこと？
思い出せないの。
あの女が僕が死んで喜ぶなんて、絶対に絶対絶対絶対絶対絶対絶対
レグルスって私とどこで会っね、起きて。
Sophie.
お寝坊さんもそろそろ起きなくちゃダメよ。
俺のエミリア団は大したもんだ。気づいたね。花嫁さんたちを氷漬けにして仮死状態にしようなんて。
Where'd you get that idea from?
凍ってた時間が長かったから。大丈夫かしら。
そのためのラインハルト。じゃけ。
Okay, that was Rezero, Season 3, Episode 12. There's a lot I want to talk about this episode, but my mind immediately went to Fortuna.
Okay.
And us bringing up Fortuna, Regulus bringing up Fortuna. And it's brought up in the idea of Wife 79. And in Season 2, when we're getting like Season 2, Episodes 17 and 18... and we're meeting Pandora, and we get Regulus there. There is some interaction there between Juice and Fortuna and Regulus. But I feel like if we had heard the term, like, more than one wife, or 79th wife,
we know that
might
he
have
was
written
sent
it down.
back to his wives at the very, like, Pandora sends him back to his wives. But yeah, the idea of
Fortuna
maybe
herself.
saying that Fortuna herself was to be a wife.
But that's a crazy pull.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. He seems like he likes to service himself a little bit. Like, he doesn't want to go somewhere and do a mission necessarily unless he gets something out of it. Like, he came here to the Watergate City and he was gonna get a wife out of it. Amelia's here.
Yeah.
You know? And so in that same idea, Pandora said that she sent him to the forest in that day. And he probably was like, I'm gonna get a wife out of it.
I just want to, like, put that on the table in the idea of Regulus dying, I believe, and I'm pretty certain, and then Pandora as an inevitability. So, going through the episode, we're gonna get to that point. I loved everything that Amelia did in handling talking to the wives. She tried an approach. It wasn't working. She immediately caught herself and was like, you're right. I don't know you. I don't know what you guys have been through. I don't know where you're at and how you feel. What's your name?
Right.
I adored it. I loved how quick she changed her approach, and it was the exact right thing to do.
The approach actually wasn't just asking your name. It was kind of giving the role almost over to Sylphie, because it feels like she read in that moment that the wives were the ones that needed to speak to each other, not her speaking at them. And so once she opens up a line of dialogue with a character, one of the wives, putting something on them to answer a question, if they then decide to answer that question, that's just the domino effect. If they then decide to listen to her words, they can speak to the rest of the wives.
It's putting
it up.
their feelings in the front line because that's how it should be.
The wives are in the limelight here.
Yeah.
They're in the light.
Something I was unable to ask you before now. Are there any among you who love him? I love the way that she phrased that question because she didn't have bias in the answer that she was looking for. She isn't like guiding the question in the way of, don't we all hate him? No.
Right, yeah.
Do any of us love him? And that is when that's why it stings the most in the fuck you Regulus, when the responses are, I hate him. I hate him. I hate the way that he talks. I miss everyone in my family. Like, I love all of the different, I need to avenge my family. Like, all of the different responses that come from that question was great. It was amazing.
How powerful hate is. What it made me think of is a few episodes ago, once the fight really starts to happen between Amelia, Reinhard, Subaru against Regulus, and we're away from the wives, one of the first things that happens with Amelia is that she's talking to him and she's trying to figure out what it is that she feels about him. And she realizes that she feels something she's probably never said out loud before, which is that she hates him. Like, she's been trying to figure out if what she feels is love and hopes that someday she could feel love for Subaru. And that was a lot of that wedding vow conversation, you know, when we're actually within the cathedral about to get married. But she realizes she hates Regulus. And then to bring that idea of the hatred back with the wives in this episode was really nice.
And them coming together to agree to help and be part of this as equals was great and all, but upon figuring out what this other aspect to why Regulus is able to be seemingly invincible,
the lion's heart, the truth of it,
Regulus affixes his own heart to the heart of those he has decided are his brides. And the pure terror that is expressed
in that scene
is so horrific, because the way that I feel, I was like, oh no, I'm feeling devastated and defiled almost in that way. And that's touched on again, like, because of Regulus and his lack of ability of interacting with them, they almost had this semblance of, at least I have my own body to myself. At least I have
something for themselves.
Exactly. Not everything was taken away from me. But then to fucking poison that well by letting them know something that they never knew, that this entire time was that he had hold and a grasp around their physical heart.
Their literal lives and bodies were actually his property.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say love it, because I didn't, but how
you can
quick,
love the writing.
Yeah, how quick the response to picking up a shard of glass, and for everyone else to be like, there's no way that he would have left for us to escape. This is what we're gonna do. This is the last thing that we can do. We'll be able to meet our family at least, and this is taking control of the situation.
And getting rid of him so no other girls end up in the same situation.
It was so great. I didn't expect one thing to happen here, and I'm so glad that it did. And immediately after, like, hitting this first barrier and seeing what it's done to these wives, Amelia says, if you do that, we get to see Fortuna. Someone else will end up his victim. Why did I even leave the forest? Which is a great moment for her character for a couple of reasons. What does she end up doing? What's her solution here after she first... The biggest badass moment she did was freezing everybody's hands before they could actually cut themselves to the point of killing themselves. But then it being the most poetic thing, an idea to freeze everybody's hearts in that way, and then tie it back to the why did I even leave the forest? Her remembering here without acknowledging it that this is a memory of their previous interaction with each other, and it also like lends itself to later when Subaru utilizes the unseen hand and she's like, oh, there, Juice, I see you, that's where you've been. It ties it back to this moment.
And how much it would take for a character to do this, even the idea of putting them in this like kind of state where they could still be revived. There's still there could have been that level of lack of confidence or uncertainty because we know how heavy of baggage Amelia carries in terms of all those people still frozen because of her.
Yeah.
That idea of she's doing it again here in some form, but with the confidence and that she'll be able to reanimate them.
Yeah. And just the confidence in her own plan and the confidence in Subaru, the confidence in everything.
The confidence in Subaru, 100%.
I wanted to bring up the line just because I feel like paraphrasing it didn't do it justice. I've endured for this long because I thought he hadn't violated my body. And now that man would decide we were worthless and kill us if we got so much as a single scrape. So this wound is the proof of my freedom. It's so powerful. There's no better way to get back at him for all he's done.
One of the best moments in this, at the beginning of the interaction, once Amelia walks in there, is that once Amelia starts, you know, kind of prodding at her, trying to at least convince Sylphie, there is so much expression starting to happen on a face that we know is not allowed to express, to the point of like one of Regulus's last dying monologues is about laughter and that they shouldn't be showing the laughter because they don't need it.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
The fact that one of the craziest things about his character is they took him from being incredibly, his first introduction, like season 2, incredibly cool, he, you know, and then they took him and they were like made him into this childish little man, you know what I mean? Like they really like took this character design that seemed almost like it was princely, captivating attention, strong, confident, really awesome, you know, like kind of like, oh, he's a villain, but he's so cool.
Yeah.
And they took him and they made him this sniveling little man in actuality, and it literally, even visually.
His biggest weakness was his biggest insecurity. And I wonder if we're ever going to get to know a little bit about Regulus's like past or how he got to be where he was, because he is such a fascinating character.
I would love to get some past, possibly, because we know that the characters that we, at least the Sin Archbishops that we have been given some past for, I've been very happy about what we've been given, and I love knowing them a little deeper, even if they do have to die.
Yeah.
But would you get that after we've already killed you?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it'd come from like a point of view from Pandora, maybe, because, you know, their interaction in season 2, or when we would have the chance to hear about it again, because he's fucking dead.
Right. I mean, the only real reason we get so much with Betelgeuse is because Amelia literally knew him.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why we were given so much, even humanizing. The past is humanizing for him, and if anything, it's just so deeply upsetting that he takes the authority of Sloth in order to try to protect Fortuna and Amelia and the forest, and then that turns him into what he inevitably ends up being.
If Fortuna is okay, so obviously if Fortuna is who we think that it is,
Possibly
that's going to be tragic at one point. But so I brought up like Pandora right earlier, and in this context, it's so rewarding to be able to defeat and kill Regulus here because of he being hands-on in the interaction that killed Fortuna. If it feels this good, the next big achievement would be killing Pandora if she's still alive.
Right. I mean, I bet she is. I bet she's somewhat of a final boss, kind of, especially with the fact that even Echidna didn't want to look during the memories when Pandora's there. It's like Fortuna's disgusted. Everyone has this so much of a reaction. Regulus at first, you know, very like, I am under your authority, I will do what you want, very submissive to her. She gives final boss for such a very like sweet looking child design.
I completely agree.
And so good. So good. Something else that makes things feel really, really fleshed out is that we get Regulus hating on Betelgeuse in this episode, on the Sin Archbishop of Sloth. And I feel like it's probably fueled, his hatred is fueled because he views him as getting in the way of another wife.
Yeah.
There's a parallel here. Like, Subaru is in the same situation. He's getting in the way of one of the wives for Regulus.
And he used the same fucking thing, like, that he got from him. The unseen hand came into... It was so important, and I loved it being the downfall when it didn't work last time in the way that we intended it to.
The fact that the authority of Sloth comes back again here, and obviously we get that shot of Fortuna dying, but here we were able to do it and not kill Amelia. But the fact that it comes back in, and it's kind of one of the things that sets the dominoes to fall, that is going to be the end, that's going to be his demise for sure.
Yeah. Amelia needs to be in a fighting game. I don't care which, but watching her with her giant ice mallet this episode and her 53 count punches to account for the wives, ice attacks for Huma for a divorce contract. I loved it. My favorite part about Amelia this episode, though, was his reaction to, like, wow, you're gonna be able to kill people and not even know how many people you killed. And Amelia's like, 53. There were 50 fucking 3. And then we go on to be able to finish it out with our punches.
Oh my gosh.
He's dead.
I feel
I'm gonna miss
very
his voice
confident
actor.
that he's dead.
The voice actor was
amazing. I guess I will miss some of the performance aspects of it. Yes, like the voice acting, but obviously just as a whole story-wise, super glad he's defeated. Because you know what also that means? It was somewhat implied once Subaru is reconnecting with Amelia at the end. Reinhardt is freed up to go elsewhere if there's other battles that are still happening.
That's legitimately, that's the last thing that I had written is Reinhardt, because I feel like it's going to get really emotional really quick. I was, in my mind, thinking that Reinhardt was going to be dealing with Regulus while everybody else, and with Subaru, while everybody else was dealing with their own battles. But now that Reinhardt is available to be used...
The fact that we're saying something like that, which gives the viewer the idea that there are battles that are probably still going on.
I think that it's going to have to be between him and Wilhelm, and he's going to have to kill Teresia, and that's going to be fucking devastating, and I don't want to watch it.
And we still haven't seen Heinkel.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen his dad. So that means that also is a fun little thing that can be added into the mix there. Oh my gosh, now that you've kind of said it, I did believe he'd be freed up and possibly go somewhere else, but in my brain, I wasn't going the next step of like, well, where, Anna? Where would he possibly go? What would be some good writing here that would be really painful for the viewer to watch?
He could go anywhere. He could go a bunch of places, but since we've made the choice from Wilhelm's behalf of trying to keep this between us, it just, I don't know.
Also compliments to the one shot of just Subaru looking up and there's just a slight reddish bulb in his eyes, and how we were able to immediately know that this like blob of reddish hue within Subaru's eyes is Reinhardt coming back down from the moon. Amazing, subtle, like you probably could have missed it because it's literally not just like his body like within the reflection in Subaru's eyes, it's just like a red bulb, but just amazing. It
really looked like he left a crater on the moon, and now every time we look at the moon, it's going to represent Reinhardt in a way.
Every time I look at the moon in real life, I'm gonna think of Reinhardt.
How could you not?
How could I not? So I just have one last thing.
Go for it.
So I was thinking that we were going in a certain order of killing, and so far that has stuck. Yeah. And so I would, unfortunately, for my theory to work, we'd have to at least kill Gluttony next. One of the, I guess that leads into like, how do you kill Gluttony? We got something interesting that could be talked about, you know, is there any parallels here with the idea that Regulus could use other people's hearts, therefore more people involved. If Gluttony is multiple people, to kill Gluttony, do you have to kill them at the same time? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are the parameters here? But I do believe Gluttony will be the next to die. Will he be the next one we go to? I don't know.
That I have the least amount of faith in it being Gluttony, and the only reason I say that is because what emotional impact and reprieve will we get from Gluttony being just based off of the significance of what Gluttony has done within this series? It almost feels too grand to not end with it.
I guess I kind of would want Subaru to be there.
Yeah,
for the final demise of Gluttony, I would want Subaru to be able to be there.
Like, if Subaru could be there and he is able to either deal the finishing blow or watch it happen and then have a feeling that Rem is okay, that feels like a bow tie.
It does feel like an ending sort of battle because of what the characters mean to us as viewers, what they mean to each other in the show.
Yeah.
But for my theory,
yeah, true. You're right. You're right.
It can't be.
What if it's one of them? What if it's one of them? So it still kind of works.
Because like what if you kill one of them, but the other one still has the authority of Gluttony and it doesn't hurt?
That could work.
It could just be one of the Gluttonies. Yeah.
All right, you good?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. We hope to see you next time.